Come join me to see the Duke Kahanamoku statue and more of the Waikiki Beach area. Duke was a surfer during the days when they still used the traditional surfboards made from koa wood. Now the koa tree is an important tree here in Hawaii. It was used for making canoes, surfboards, and today we use it for things such as ukulele and furniture. It's a lovely hardwood, very heavy, and it's got some beautiful blonde wood as well as its reddish brown color that it is most famous for and most desired here in the Hawaiian Islands.
Let me tell you a little bit of controversy over the statue of Duke Kahanamoku. As a swimmer and a surfer, the big thing in Hawaii is never turn your back on the ocean. So when they put a statue up, so they couldn't decide, do we face the statue towards Kalakaua, or do we Avenue, or should we face him to the ocean, because you can't have his back facing the ocean. So anyway, Duke was an Olympic swimming winner and a surfer. And I'm talking the days when surfboards were made out of koa wood, and they were a good 100 pounds probably to carry down to the beach. You know, that's no exaggeration that those are traditional surfboards. Okay, I gotta take off my glasses to see here. All right. Don't you love playing tourist with me, people? Oh, these are the yeah. Last year we had a incident with domestic violence, and these two police officers were lost in the line of duty. That was like March of 2020, somewhere around there. So there's some of them. Just bear with me, all right? Okay. Let me tell you a little bit of controversy over the statue of Duke Kahanamoku. As a swimmer and a surfer, the big thing in Hawaii is never turn your back on the ocean. So when they put a statue up, these look like kaula rocks. Ku'ula, the fishing shrine rocks. Okay, let's go back to the Duke Kahanamoku information. And this is Waikiki Beach, people. No need to go there. I live in Honolulu. Here comes the Duke Kahanamoku statue. Anyway, so they couldn't decide. Do we face the statue towards Kalakaua, or do we Avenue, or should we face him to the ocean, because you can't have his back facing the ocean. So anyway, Duke was an Olympic swimming winner and a surfer. And I'm talking the days when surfboards were made out of koa wood, and they were a good 100 pounds probably to carry down to the beach. You know, that's no exaggeration that those are traditional surfboards. Okay, I gotta take off my glasses to see here. All right. Don't you love playing tourist with me, people? We'd be buzzing. The traveling people. Alright, now Liliuokalani is the sister of King David Kalakaua, as I was saying in another episode here. David Kalakaua built Iolani Palace, which we may be going to today. When he died in San Francisco in 1891, his sister, Liliuokalani Kamakaeha, took over the throne. Now, Kalakaua actually forced to sign the last constitution that the Kingdom of Hawaii had, and we call it the Bayonet Constitution, because what the Constitution did was it disenfranchised Hawaiians who had already been dispossessed of their land and didn't want to work for the sugarcane companies, which is why labor was imported here, and the first laborers came from China. And that's because when Hawaiians go out to do their work for the day, it's always food production or something that you trade for food that also grows. And depending on what side of the island you lived on, some foods grew better than other foods, depending on if you were on a wet side of the island or the dry side of the island. So all of those things are very important. But here in Waikiki, this used to all be bogland. This was all bogs. And it was, you can see some of these rock walls, whether they're modern made or remnants of older ones. There were many fish ponds down this way. Fish ponds were the whole traditional ancient Hawaiian refrigerator. So you just go into your fish pond and people feed the fish every day. You let them get big. You have gates that kept the big fish in, allowed little ones in at times to make sure that you had ponds of young and old fish, small and big, and different types. And so you just go out, scoop it up in a coconut weaved basket. It drains out all the water, and boom, you've got yourself dinner. It's as easy as that. Now, I just want to point out to you guys, yeah, you know when Honolulu Bay looks like this? When there's a canoe regatta going on, which are pretty fun. Now you're looking out over at Kalailoa, which is Barber's Point. Well, it's Kalailoa, which means long cape. It has been known to be called Barber's Point, but I believe we are again trying to bring back traditional names of places, and so that the history, there's so many, there's information in those place names, whether it be for food or shelter, stories, genealogies. And remember, Hawaiians and all Polynesians except the people of Rapa Nui, which you may know as Easter Island. Easter Island belongs to Chile, so hablan Espanol, but they also, like here in Hawaii and other places in Polynesia, started taking back their own language so that they could have their identity as Polynesian people that live a certain culture, speak a language that is related, and all of those things that define people's area of the world by their similarities of culture and language. Lots of activity going on here in Waikiki. You're enjoying the cruise around Waikiki. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And what do we have over here? Oh, it's the Hyatt. Oh, billabong. You know what billabong is? It's an Australian word. It means water hole. Okay, this is the Hyatt, but take a look underneath where it says the Hyatt. Guess what it is? It's at the ABC store on the corner. This one is not located next to the glass shop on the corner, located next to the ABC shop on the corner. But go figure. I think I'm gonna write a grant and find out just how many ABC stores are in a 1 mile square area. Okay, that's a big ABC store too. But I like the one down on Hobron and Ala Moana. It's like a big store in there. Okay, aren't you guys excited to see the ABC store? One that's not on Kauai. Yeah, these are the Hyatt Towers. And you got plumerias. Did I ever tell you guys about the coconut tree? I bet I didn't tell you guys about the coconut tree and what it represents here in Hawaii, did I? Well, these ones are, what would we say? Okay, well, this is the importance of coconut trees in Hawaii. But we have to keep them neutered. No, not neutered. We have to keep ours, okay, here's the deal. Coconut is the most resourceful tree in the Pacific. Every part of it can be used for something, including the water of it. Now, the water you guys now see a days in the grocery stores that has, we're out here in front of Duke. Let's make sure we acknowledge Duke under the beautiful coconut trees, because that's what gave him made him healthy. Fish, poi, and coconut water. And I'm talking about the kind you guys now buy. Those come from the new hau, which is a green coconut, and they're not mature coconuts. And so the meat in the middle, although it's very thin, it comes right out. Call it spoon meat. It's very tasty. The mature nut gives the oil, and of course that's what all these buff Waikiki surfers would grease up with before, you know, going out to surf. That's how they got those beautiful bronze tans. Now then, the coconut tree, because of its resourcefulness, if you go into somebody else's land district and you cut down you slash down their coconut trees, you're declaring war with them. So the god of war, Ku, he's associated in that sense with the coconut tree. Then you have Kane, and I've talked a little bit before about Kane. Kane literally means man, male in Hawaiian, and the coconut tree is representative of reproduction for him. And I've had to tell this story to 9th graders, so I tell it gingerly. Mother Earth is where the roots and the trunk go. I think you guys get the picture there. And then usually up at the top where you have the coconuts growing, those would be considered the waters that procreate life. So it represents the male phallic symbol in all sense of the word, or all sense of the general area, okay? So that's how, and Kane is a god of water as well. So is Lono, the half man, half pig, and he's associated with the clouds that bring water. But Kane is found in the waters everywhere, from the mountains, and even they say floating in the air. And when they say the water that floats in the air, they're literally talking about coconuts, because you drink the water from the coconuts. Here's the beautiful coconut trees. You'll never look at a coconut tree the same way again, will you? I expected I would find some somewhere. This is the kalo plant. All parts of the kalo can be eaten. It even grows a flower, and that flower used to be put in stews. You see at the bottom, the corm is there, but then it gives off small shoots. And the word for shoots is oha, and the word for family is ohana. And so it's connected. It's a long story about Haloa, the name of the oldest brother of the Hawaiian people. His name means long breath because it's the staff of life. Every time you replant the kalo plant, it will feed the next generation and multiply. And that's what you want your lahui, or your race, to do, is survive and thrive. Eat poi, you become a big boy. That's how you get your Waikiki beach boy. Eat poi. Good for you.
And we're just on the other side of the koi pond here, and there we have the honu, the turtle. We see turtles all the time on Kauai, and if you haven't seen some of the turtle surf contest videos, go watch one now. All right. So we got this nice little waterfall, grotto back there. Ferns, more kalo.
And the lolu, which is the palm fan tree, fan palm.